11th of August, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos.
Okay, fine. Thank you again. As we mentioned, this is Rabbi Shlomo First she was Salmanowski, he was taking care of Zoom. Our first year this morning, we're learning Maral, the causes and the reasons for the Shiva Mitzrayim. And we're in the middle of explaining how it could be the questions that were asked on the Gemara that it was mentioned the reasons, three specific reasons why Avram Avinu was found somewhat to be lacking in his faith in the Kadosh Baruch Hu, and because of that, there was a need for Avram Avinu's offspring to be enslaved and subjugated in Mitzrayim. Okay, let's just to get it there, a rounded off beginning. Maybe the second paragraph on the on your second page of your document, where it's bolded here. You see that there. You would like to read?
I would.
Okay, fine.
V'sochal lomar shidas Rabosenu Zal. I forget what sochal is.
So you're able. We're able.
You're able to say that the opinion of our rabbis of blessed memory, ki Hashem Yisparach Havi Es Zera Avraham Migalus. The reason that Hashem, may he be blessed, brought the offspring of Abraham into exile, Mipnei Shelo Haya Avraham Mischazak Kol Kach Be'amuna, because Abraham was not so completely strong in his Amunah. L'chach hevi Hashem Yisbarach Zar'o B'galus Kidei she'yiknu Ha'amuna. Therefore, Hashem brought the offspring to exile in order that they should acquire Amunah. Vayed'u koach ma'asav shehu oseh le'ohavav ugevurosav asher oseh le'yovav. Le'yovav.
La'ohava.
It should be known that the
offspring of Avram Avinu, they should know. They should know.
They should know.
Meaning through their experiences in Mitzrayim, right, that it was going to be made known to them that they should know the following. Okay, go ahead.
The power of his deeds that he does for those who love him, and I'm sorry, for those he loves.
Right, for those he loves, right.
For the sake of his might that he does for those he loves.
Right. Right. That we see with the experience that Klal Yisrael had in Mitzrayim, in Egypt, was they should have firsthand knowledge and experience of how Kadosh Baruch was going to manipulate history and even change nature in wondrous and miraculous ways to show how he is so concerned and uh, interested in those who he loves, meaning the Klal Yisrael.
Moshe Asa Lemitzrayim min makos hagdolos v'hanoraos. As he did to Mitzrayim through striking them greatly and awesome, with great and awesome strikes.
Right.
V'hateva shasa v'ohavav. V'hatova, and the good that he did for those that he loved. Ukamo shema'ashma min hakasuv shekol asher haya oseh hu yisparach v'yada'u shemo ugvu raso tamid. And it's like that which is derived from what is written, that everything that was done, he may he be blessed, that he knew his Shiyada'u Shmo, they should know his name and his might, his continuous might. Lefichach Sovar Rabbi Abahu she nir'eh be'Avraham shelo haya boteach b'Hashem legamre. Therefore, the opinion or the thought of Rabbi Abahu that he saw in Abraham that he was not trusting in Hashem completely.
Right. Shenira it like it seemed. It seemed that in Abraham he wasn't fully trusting in Hashem. Right.
When you say seemed, are you implying that it wasn't true? It just seemed that way?
Well, I mean, it says Lefika Ksav Rabbi Abahu Shenira Ba'avra. It seemed that in Abraham there wasn't a full trust in Hashem. Meaning, for us to really, I mean, you know, Abraham even was a complete, absolute giant and perfect in so many different ways that it's very, even we're talking about here the Tanoim, the Amoraim, they're saying, so since it's Chazal, so there's the truth to the words of Chazal that we accept. Nevertheless, that we can't really begin to really judge Avram Avinu. I mean, that like he was as I said last time. I think that he was probably amongst the if not the greatest, amongst the greatest believers and faith holders in the Kadosh Baruch Hu that ever lived in the world. So it's very hard to. I mean, again, perfection is a very, very absolute standard, and any lack in the Kadosh Baruch Hu, any lack of absolute perfection is going to need to be corrected in some way or another. So again, to say, to level it directly that he was not complete and full and is his trust in Hashem is be a very difficult statement to say. So he's near it. It seems. I mean, from what we can understand, it seems that there was some lack of true perfection on the part of Amalek.
V'harei oseh an Angaria Talmud Chacham, Talmidei.
Right, but Talmidi Chachamim. He made in Gari. He made regiments. He drafted the Talmidi Chachamim.
Right. Abraham made an army of Talmidei Chachamim. V'lakacham the milchama meir aso, and he took them to war out of fear.
Yeah.
The elu lakach haroi le milchama ein ze chet she'ein somchim al hanes, and it would have been had he taken appropriately for war, that this would not be a sin.
Right. Had he taken those who were fit for war, appropriate for war, that would not have been a sin.
She'ein somchim al hanes, that he would not be relying on a miracle.
Right, because he wasn't expected not to rely on a miracle. That wouldn't have been considered to be a sin, because he wouldn't be expected to rely on a miracle, because you're really not supposed to rely on miracles. So he was expected to do something, right?
Right.
But in the context of what he was supposed to do, he should have taken those who were most appropriate for war, rather than the Talmidi Chachamim.
Were there such people?
Apparently, I mean, I'm sure he could have gotten. I mean, look, he took Eliezer. I mean, I find this a little bit difficult myself for the following reason, because we know that when it came to doing war, the wars that Klal Yisrael waged, we were specifically commanded to take the tzaddikim, the ones who were free from chet. We wanted to take those who were most effective in fighting our enemies, and those people were the ones that were most clean and free from sin. So those probably would have been the Talmidei Chachamim. So I'm not sure how that fits into this answer over here. That's what I'm a little bit concerned with this explanation to this point.
Me too.
Yeah. So, but apparently, in terms of maybe he could have taken those who were fit for war and also were on the level of being tzaddikim, but maybe not the Talmidei Chachamim. It could have been that the Talmidei Chachamim were the most choice people that were there by him, the ones who were learning in the best way possible, and there were other people who were righteous in a certain level that would have been appropriate for war, but not on the highest level of learning Torah. So maybe that's one way of explaining it. I'm not sure.
It's difficult also because we know that all these people that Abraham Makareved, they're all going to kind of drift away, and they're not gonna stay true to the Torah and Hashem. because when it comes down to Yitzchak, it's going to be just Yitzchak and his children. So they couldn't be, such totally high level Talmidei Chachamim if they're going to drift away.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, they apparently were the ultimate in what was there at the time, right? And it was, I think, for that reason he was being criticized. He shouldn't have taken the ultimate of those who were serving Kadosh Baruch Hu through learning his Torah. That apparently they would not have been the most appropriate choice for the taking out to go to war. Now, again, that was what he was dealing with. Again, the question is, whether you're on the highest absolute, relatively speaking, where do they stand in terms of how great they really were? That I don't know. Hard to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard to know.
אבל לקח תלמידי חכמים מורא שהוא יראה. But taking the sages indicates that he was afraid. והיה לו לפתוח בו יסברך ולא ייקח למלחמה אשר אין רוי ייקח. And it was for him Livtoach.
He should have had faith in the Kadosh Baruch Hu, right?
Livtoach is faith.
Yeah, but tachon is you see the word betachon in that word. That's a verb. That's a verb for live toyach to have faith.
So he should have had faith in Hashem and not taken for war those that were not appropriate to be taken.
Right. You could explain it as follows: that really the Talmidei Chachamim mitzad their righteousness and mitzad and according to the aspect of their siyata d'shmaya that they would get because they are sitting and learning Torah. On one hand, they would be the very best choice to make, but when it came to a decision as to whether or not taking them, who they could have been the very most best in terms of the ruchnius, they could have taken those to war, and they would have been a very good choice in terms of the war. But nevertheless, since if there were other people who were more fit, according to, let's say, Teva, according to Teva, there were more people fit. He had experience. People who were experienced in war. So, okay, Avram Avinu could have been maybe was expected to be on the level of B'tachon, that he takes those people who are more experienced in war, even though that in terms of the ruchnius, that they may not be on the highest level of the Talmidei Chachamim, and therefore leave the Talmidei Chachamim and not make an army out of them.
Right.
The choice of making an army out of Talmidei Chachamim, or using the less qualified people in terms of spiritual aspects, that might have been what Avram Avinu was expected to do. Yeah. This-
Levicha, uh, nish nish tavdo, banav arba maos shana sheyiru gvurasav asher asa ubezet yiknu amona shelema, emuna shelema. And therefore, there was an enslavement of his children for 400 years. That they saw Hashem's might that he did, and with this they acquired faith, complete faith.
Right. So that would be a compensation for what occurred earlier by Avram Avinu.
Right. Lecter?
Yeah, very good.
Shmuel sofer de'ein lomar shahaya Abraham I don't know what Chet Vav is.
That that the Chas v'sholem, right? With Shmuel Tov, that we just explained the first opinion of the Gemara. We had three opinions in the Gemara. The first one was Rabbi Yaval. We just explained that, and now Sabra Shmuel is bringing another. He's expressing a different opinion. The Ein Lo Mashiach Avram Chas v'sholem Ein Botech B'Hashem Yisbarach. Chas v'sholem, you cannot say that Avramino did not have faith in Hashem Yisbarach.
Ah,
Now you see, since you have these three opinions, so obviously they're disagreeing on some basic points, right? So you see here that Shmuel was of the opinion, no, you can't level a criticism against Avram having less than full faith in Hashem. That's not something to that has to show me. You can't suggest that.
What is the word matzio?
Shu matzil es oavav shezer rochuk lo'omer. Again, he says Shmuel Sover the ein lomer. You shall not say Shavram Avinu hasu sholem eino botech Hashem shu matzil es oavav. You cannot say that Avram was lacking in faith that Hashem would save his beloved ones. Definitely, Hashem would save his beloved ones. So you can't say that was where the problem arose. According to Shmuel, Avram Avinu definitely had faith that the Kadosh Baruch Hu was going to save him because of his love for him.
Aval hachet shamar v'ma adam ve'en zeh mi'ut v'tachon kol kach ki devar zeh latet lo haaretz shehaya mitane shema lo yizkar. But the sin that he said with what shall I know? And not this limitation in his faith.
So again, this is a quote. He says, "Avla hate, rather the sin sheomer." I mean, when Avraminu said these words, "B'ma eda," right? They're all the sin, according to Shmuel, was in the question that Avraminu asked about "B'ma eda." He said, and he explains, "Ein zeh miyut b'tochon kolchach." That's not such a lack of faith so much.
Because this thing, to give to him the land, shehi matana shema lo yizkeh, that it is a gift. Perhaps he didn't merit it.
That means that to wonder for Avraminu to wonder in what way is he going to be privileged, or his offspring will be privileged to have Eretz Israel. To ask about that, that's not such a lack of betochen, right? Meaning, Kadosh Baruch Hu wants to give, for example, let's say you have a king, right? And a king wants to dispose upon one of his subjects a providence. He wants to give him a providence in his kingdom. So for the subject to ask the king, by what way, by what right do I have to have this? That doesn't show such a lack of faith in the king. It sort of shows a lack in, like, what do I deserve this for? I mean, in what way do I deserve this? And why do my offspring? It doesn't show a lack of faith in a Kadosh Baruch Hu so much.
Right. Ukamo shenis ba'ar lamala beperek shalit nezeh. And it's like we explained above in the chapter that's before this one.
Right. So this point had been mentioned in one of the previous paragraphs, chapter.
Lefichach sha'al oso. Therefore, it's not his.
No, therefore, he shall also. Avram Avinu asked of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, "B'ma eda," by what right do I have, or by what right do my offspring have to Eretz Israel?
Therefore, he asked this question, a reasonable question. Aval b'tachon v'hatzil es ohavav ein safek shehi boteach. But with faith, what is hatzil?
To save, but to have the faith that Hashem would save his beloved ones.
That's not a doubt. There's no doubt that he had faith in that.
Right. This is Shmuel's opinion.
Right. Well, the Fichach, he Zaro Bigalus Arba Me Os Shana Vikanu Haomna Shalema Haemuna Shalema Kide Kasiv Vaya Emuno Vashem Vagomer. Therefore, it was that his offspring would be exiled for 400 years to acquire faith, complete faith, as it is written. What is this word? V'aminu
b'Hashem, meaning they believed in Hashem.
Believed. They believed in Hashem. That's talking about the Jewish people.
Right. So the way the Maharal is explaining the opinion of Shmuel, it seems like this, that Avraham definitely had faith that HaKadosh Baruch Hu would save those he loves. That was not a question. The question was, by what right, what merit, what schus do the offspring of Avraham have that they should be given Eretz Yisrael as a matana, as a gift? Right? So for that, again, there was some type of a lack of perfection in complete trust and faith in the HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So for that, they had to go into the Gullus for 400 years to exile the servitude, the slavery that they experienced in Egypt, in order that they have the experience that Hashem, in fact, loves them so much that it's rightfully theirs, and they definitely merit to come and have Eretz Yisrael. Meaning, if Hashem is going to do all those things for them in Mitzrayim, all those nising and miracles and wonders, and the destruction of their enemies, so after experiencing all that, the Jewish people definitely would feel that the HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves them so much that he's willing to give them a special gift of Eretz Yisrael.
But what does Shmuel do with the problem that Abraham conscripted the Talmidei Chachamim?
He apparently doesn't see that as a problem. I mean, he could maybe be of the opinion that really they were the best ones to go to war, right? They were the Talmidei Chachamim, just like we know. When Moshe Rabbeinu went to war, he took those who were of the highest level, right?
Right.
So he could be of the opinion that there's no lack of faith by doing that. That was what was perfectly accepted to do.
Okay. And the previous opinion, what does he do with how I know?
Oh, so the Rabbi Avos says that what's the question about what's the problem with saying b'ma'ida? He could say that's really there's really no sufficient lack of emuna because of that. It's a reasonable question to ask. It maybe be better not to ask the question and just to accept the fact if the king is in fact giving you a present, you should believe that the king is wise enough and cares enough about you that he's giving you a present which is deserving, right? So if you believe that, you wouldn't ask, why king do you want to give it to me? No, kings trust the king that he's wise and beneficent enough to decide that you're the proper recipient of the gift he wants to give, and the asking of that, the ma'eda is it's not really a valid reason that his children should be enslaved in Egypt for that many years. Wasn't really a definitive lack of faith in a Kadosh Baruch Hu that's deserving that type of a punishment.
I see. Okay, weiter? Or
Yeah. Let's see. Do we have time? Rabbi Yochanan. We can start. Let's see how we go through it. Let's see Rabbi Yochanan, the third opinion.
Rabbi Yochanan Savar, the Gam Ze Berosh Ha Meaning Shahu Abraham Sha'al Os Lo Yitakain Lomar. So the opinion of Rabbi Yochanan is that also this Berosh Ha Mo Ni Mi Hamu Ni Nim.
Yeah. Gam Ze Berosh Hama'amanim. This one, meaning this one, who was the leader of those who believed in Hashem, who Avram, which that's Avram. Avram was the leader. He was the first and foremost of those who ever believed in Hashem.
So this one, who is the leader of the believers, that he is Abraham. Abraham is the leader of the believers, that he asked for a sign Lo Yitakain, not to fix.
Lo Yitakin, it's not possible to say this.
Not possible.
Lo Yitakin Lomi, Lo Yitakin Lomi, it's not impossible to say this.
Rak Shalo Kanim
Haknis.
Haknis Garim Tachas Anfei Shechina. Only what is Haknis?
From to literally to enter or to bring in.
Only that he did not enter. Garim is to dwell.
No, these are converts. Now we're referring to converts.
Converts. Instead of Hanfei Shechina, is what people who are close to Hashem.
I mean, that's an expression. Tachas Kanfei Shechina. Literally, it means Tachas, under Kanfei, the wings of the Shechina, under the wings of the divine presence.
Okay, so those people who are under the wings of the divine presence are those people who are close to Hashem, correct?
Right, but so here, the criticism, according to Rabbi Yochanan, is that he didn't bring those converts. We'll see how he's going to explain what it means. He didn't bring the converts into the opportunity that they would have to be takas converts, underneath the wings of the skin. He didn't.
Oh. V'zeh haya kavod the Hashem Yisbarach Shigarim Ba'im the His Gayar Ule Ha Amin Bo Yisbarach Behu Lo Asa. And this was the honor of Hashem that the converts came to convert and to believe in him. Blessed is he. And he did not do that.
Right. So this is a meaning to bring converts, to convert those and bring them close, takas kanfei Shechina, underneath the wings of the Shechina. Zeh hiya kavod l'Hashem Yisborach. That would be an honor to a Kadosh Baruch Hu, to bring the Gerim, Shabbat Gerim, he should bring converts and they should believe in Hashem Yisborach. V'hu lo osa, and Avraham Avinu didn't do that. So it was a lack. Wasn't a problem of a betachon, and it wasn't a lack of self-worth, but it was a lack of giving proper honor to a Kadosh Baruch Hu by bringing these converts that he had an opportunity, a potential to do. He didn't bring them and convert them properly. Then that was the lack that was exhibited by Avram Avinu. Okay, I'll tell you what. Rather than rush through the paragraph, let's leave the paragraph till tomorrow. We'll continue. We'll start from the beginning of this paragraph tomorrow, and we'll pick up shortly with the Mishnah Berurah, if you like.
Sounds good.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Lou. Very good. Thank you for the reading.
Good job.
And as I said, we'll take a short break and return shortly with the Mishnah Berurah.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Lou. Thank you.
You're welcome.
See you soon.